Welcome everyone. Thank you very much for joining me today on my pre-match build-up of Watford. I'm joined by the amazing guests. We've got Mickey, Doug, Connor, and Dave. Nice one. Thank you very much for coming on, lads. Absolute legends. We do appreciate it. But it's a packed show. We've been absolutely crying off air anyway. I think I've been fed, so I'm happy. But we've got some cracking bit of content, and we're talking all things transfer news related as well. Timo Werner, Kai Havertz, Mickey just spoke about then potential scouts watching from Liverpool tonight. He got I think it was a goal and 2 assists, one or something like that, made one in tonight's appearance. And obviously the new coconut advert advertisement that Liverpool released. If you haven't seen it, it's probably on about 50 million views because it's absolutely amazing. I'll leave it in the link in the description. Joel Matip doing his best impression of Piers Brosnan there, not Piers Morgan. That'd be a bit. But yeah, everyone, it's going to be an exciting, build-up. I think if you haven't seen Doug's pre-match show, and obviously Connor's video and Dave's previews, go and head over there to all their channels. Their links will be in the description. But Mickey, we'll just start off really. We'll just gloss over in terms of the pre-match build-up show, mate. Your thoughts really about Watford? I think I give a 2-1 prediction in Connor's video, mate. Do you think Watford could pose potential problems come the weekend, mate?
Well, if they'd have kept the first two managers, then I think it would have been a disgusting score, as quite a few teams did against them earlier in the season. I think City beat them 8-0. But since Nigel Pearson's gone there, they've got a bit of fight about them, a bit of steel. I still think the defence is garbage, but they have a knack of nicking goals and fighting games. Even when they've lost, draw, or even won, they give everybody a game. And if you remember, their first game under Pearson was against us, and they proper gave us a game. And we're slightly unlucky not to come away with a draw, to be honest. A couple of missed opportunities they had. So going forward, I think it's going to be really tough, but I think Liverpool will win 3-1.
Yeah, absolutely spot on, that. Connor, your thoughts? We don't have pre-match show on your channel. Everyone head over there, get involved on that. In terms of what's your thoughts on the game, mate? Obviously, you've got to coordinate the big French central midfielder anyway. Do you reckon it'll pose Liverpool any potential threats?
He's probably one of their best players, to be fair. Watford, and thank you for the shout out for my channel, but we did the preview on Doug's channel.
Oh yeah, on Doug. Sorry.
Doug's channel. But no, in all serious though, Decore is, he is a beast. I would like him at Liverpool if Watford get relegated. Obviously, I'm not, asking that they are going to get relegated, but still. And, it's like I said in Doug's video, if Watford's defence is like it has been, Salah and Mane are going to have an absolute field day because, Salah loves scoring goals against Watford, and, the form Mane's in, it's just going to be goal city for those two, and it's going to be a really good game if Watford don't turn up and try and stop us.
Yeah, definitely. I wanted to plug your channel anyway. Any opportunities, apologies. But definitely go and head over to Connor's channel, check out all his boss content. Doug, there we go. We done a pre-match show just before we recorded this video, mate. It was a quality. Statistical wise, really, mate. Obviously, we talked about just briefly in terms of we talked Watford. They haven't had the best season, as Mickey said. At the beginning of the show, they've changed quite a lot of managers. Do you reckon that's really the reason to why they've struggled this season?
Well, to be honest, Javi Gracia did a really good job at Watford last season. He got them to the FA Cup final, and then just this season started. I think they went like 5 or 6 games, like defeats in a row, and then obviously he was replaced in September, and then obviously they replaced him with Quique Sanchez Flores, which, to the life of me, I will never ever realise why they went back to him when they've already sacked him, etc. So he had 1 win in 10. Then he was booted out, and then obviously Pearson came in. And to be honest with you, Pearson's actually done okay with them. I mean, after losing to us, they went and won against Manchester United 2-0, which was a big shock. But like I said, in 27 games, Watford have 5 wins, 9 draws, and 13 defeats. They're sitting 19th in the table. Now, who would have predicted that at the start of the season? Who would have predicted that they would be in 19th? But to be honest with you, I think the thing is with Watford is that they've got a really, really good team. But yes, like we said, defensively they're an absolute shambles. So I'm with Mickey. I'm going for a 3-1 win. I think Mane and Salah are going to have an absolute field day against Watford's back line. And Salah's got 8 goals in 5 games against Watford, so he loves scoring against Watford. So I think they'll have a field day. But looking forward to the game on Saturday.
Yeah, definitely. Dave, in terms of what score line do you reckon you'll go with? In terms of, is there any, obviously, Doug's mentioned Salah. He does really like to score against Watford anyway, mate. Could you see Salah or any potential Divock Origi coming in, or a Minamino really getting dropped in?
No, we keep the front three amigos will be playing. Salah's a great record, as you said. He scored 2 against them at Anfield. We were lucky in that game just before Christmas. I thought we were very lucky. I mean, he scored a late goal to make it 2-0. I think it was in the 90th minute or something. But up to that goal, the game was open. It could have got a draw out of it. Watford were a bit unlucky, but we have a good record against Watford though. When you look at the record we have them, we beat them 2-0 in this season. We beat them 5-0 and 3-0 last season. Season before, we beat them 5-0 again. So we have 2 5-0s, a 3-0, to 2-0 in the last 4 league games. Like, it's an unbelievable. They haven't even scored against us in the last 4. But I always thought we were a dodgy game because they're big, strong lads. The core's a big lad. You've got your man Troy Deeney up front. He's a big fella, big, strong fellas. Deulofeu, is that his name? The young Spanish ex-Everton player actually is tricky. But I think your man Troy Deeney on his days can be a handful. Can be a real handful. And Gomez especially is going to have to be on his game against him because the way we were against West Ham, we gave away 1 or 2 headers in the box, with set pieces and stuff. I think if they're going to score against us, it'll only be a set piece, you know what I mean, or a corner kick or something. So we have to be careful there. But I'm going to go 2-0 Salah Mane. I don't care. If we win this game, we get the record. Premier League, 19 wins in a row for number 19, baby. It's coming home. Watford are 19th in the table. We're going to win number 19. Number 19 league game on Saturday. This means more.
That's it, Dave. Come on, boys. It's another game. We've mentioned, obviously, the defensive records of Watford. They've been leaking absolute tons of goals. But I think we spoke off air, really, in terms of the threat in which Watford could potentially pose Liverpool. We spoke just before we come on, West Ham, the physical presence West Ham put up against Liverpool, set pieces Dave's just alluded to there. Liverpool struggled against West Ham in terms of the aerial prowess that they attacked, especially their defenders. In terms of, I'm hoping we absolutely batter them. We'll do a quick fire score predictions, then we'll move on to the potential transfer news and obviously the new Harvey Elliott news. Everyone, I want to gauge your thoughts on that. But we'll go with Dave. We'll start off with you. Quick fire score prediction.
2-0 the Reds, Salah Mane.
Connor.
For me, 2-0. It's a comfortable win.
Mickey.
3-1, hat-trick to Salah.
And Doug.
3-1 Liverpool, Salah, Mane, Van Dijk, and I'll go for Doucouré for Watford.
Yeah, no, I think I've gone with a 2-1 as well. I'm excited, as the lads have already mentioned. I think it's continue to tick them all off, don't we, everyone? We're getting ever and edging closer to number 19. And I tell you, there won't be a single Manc in sight or Evertonian in England if that happens anyway. I think they'll be booking to holidays abroad on the day of the parade and everything. But Mickey, your lads, we've talked heavily on the podcast, mate. Harvey Elliott, I think just before when we done Doug's video before the news broke. Fantastic news, Harvey Elliott. He's got a huge future at Liverpool Football Club, mate. But what are your instant reactions on the news?
Oh, I'm over the moon, mate. You know, as you all know me. I always talk him up. I've watched him closely when I went to a few of the cup games, and I've seen him. He's a great player, and it's hard to believe he's only 16. So, you know, this is be his first professional contract, I assume. This is what it is. So it says to me that Klopp obviously sees him as an important part of the future. He's had him in and around the first team all season, so that says it all as well. So I just think the future's bright for Liverpool with Harvey Elliott in the side. And you heard it from me from previous podcasts and previous videos. I think if he fulfills his potential, he's a potential Ballon d'Or winner.
Yeah, absolutely spot on, Mickey. I made up. Connor, he's got, as Mickey said then, I'll absolutely full on agree with Mickey in terms of potential Ballon d'Or. Klopp very much highly rates him. I think when we brought him in from Fulham, as you mentioned in Doug's video, the youngest ever player to make a Premier League debut, was he?
Yeah.
At Fulham. Where do you really see him fitting in the coming years? He's got to keep his head down, hasn't he, really, and just continue to develop and just keep his head very fixed, really, on his potential goal for Liverpool.
Yeah, he's got to, knuckle down and get the goals and assists and everything like that. Like in the under-23s, he's absolutely killing it right now, along with, Curtis Jones and Nico Williams. We've talked about them in previous podcasts. And for Harvey Elliott, I know Mickey's a huge fan on him, and I can see why, he has everything that you'd want in a winger. And for someone that's so young as well, there's so much potential there for him to grow and, everything like that. So it's not only, he's such a talented player now. It's like, what can he do? What can he be in the next 5 years? And, could Ballon d'Or be on the cards? You look at Mbappe, Mbappe's only 22, I think he is. So, it's, age is just a number then you could say. But, in terms of Liverpool, potentially, the replacement for Salah in the future, who knows with that? Obviously, I don't want Mo to go because Mo is, he's our Egyptian king. He's just perfect in that way. But, in terms of Harvey Elliott, I think he'll have a very bright future with Jurgen Klopp and with Liverpool Football Club.
Definitely, mate. In terms of Doug, as Connor's just mentioned there, Curtis Jones, Harvey Elliott, two of the youngest players in Europe. Curtis, he banged in an hat-trick last week in the under-23s. I think those two, I'm very, very excited. Obviously, we haven't seen young players break into the academy since, obviously, Trent and, obviously, the likes of Fowler and Gerrard and Carter. Really, I'm excited to see Harvey Elliott. What does this mean, the contract extension for you, mate, in a personal point of view, in terms of him going forward?
I'm delighted. I think Harvey Elliott has been absolutely fantastic since he's come into the club. He's doing well for the reserves as well. He's a very, very good player, and whenever he's come in, he hasn't put a foot wrong. I think he's been very unlucky not to actually score yet, and I think with more game time, I think it's going to allow him to develop now. And like Mickey said on my preview for Watford, I can definitely see him being in the first team very, 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 very soon. Maybe in the next couple of years. I think it's a fantastic way to get a 3-year deal because it allows him to develop, allows him to get more guidance under Klopp. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, it's absolutely exciting. In terms of Dave, what have you loved most in terms of Harvey Elliott when you've seen him playing, when he's got thrust into the limelight in the first team?
I'll tell you, other than his hairstyle, of course, I really like his football intelligence. He's very, very intelligent on and off the ball, which is what Klopp loves, of course. He's obviously a highly intelligent young lad himself. As you say, he's not 17 until April. He's almost the same age as me. But I mean, it's just unbelievable. As I say, the intelligence on the ball, gives the right pass, rarely loses the ball, low center of gravity. can assist, can score, has a bit of pace about him, bursts of pace. He has absolutely everything going forward. It's up to him now and his family and whoever's around him, his team or whatever, just to keep his bloody head on his shoulders. Because if he does everything right, I'm sure with Klopp and all the players behind him, the way Klopp and all the team that are there with him will make him just, stay centered, stay grounded. The world is his oyster, you know what I mean? It really is. He can become, I haven't ever seen a 16-year-old play like him in games. It's rare. It's very, very rare to see someone so commanding on the ball, try things. A bit like Curtis Jones, but Curtis Jones, I think, is 19, that bit older. But he's another one. Nico Williams is another one to keep an eye out. They're the three for me out of the youths that are going to have, I think, if you keep the head on the shoulder, the next year or two could break into the first team. I mean, Curtis Jones is probably even close for next season for the first team. But I think Harvey Elliott could need another year, maybe. Nico Williams, another season in the 23s and probably in and out of the first team, maybe for the League Cup and stuff like that. They might even get a few games, guys. If we win the league in, say, next 3 or 4 games, and we 6 or 7 games to go, I guarantee you will see cameo appearances from those 3 boys. But I'm delighted for Harvey.
Yeah, Dave's absolutely hit the nail on the head. I think it was an important thing you mentioned there. Surrounding yourself with the right people. We've seen Raheem when he got brought in. Obviously, we signed him. Rafa signed him through the academy anyway. Obviously, he's not a local lad anyway. He brought him into the academy. He was very ill-advised. Don't get me wrong. He's moved on past his new, and he's done well for himself in terms of winning league titles and that. But in terms of the way in which he's gone about really his transfer at Liverpool, I think you're seeing a lot of young players, especially getting obviously the young lad that left for Fiorentina. Was it Morgan Gerrard's cousin anyway? What's Bobby Duncan? He was very
Duncan.
Yeah. It's quite often now that you're seeing a couple of young players, but I think Harvey, his family and all that, as Dave said, he'll surround himself with the right people. And Jurgen's going to probably tell him, right, getting this contract now, lads, it's up to you to really make the statements and really develop your game from a personal point of view, but obviously on terms of on-field performances as well. In terms of, we're just off the back of that, everyone, in terms of FSG and in terms of the future as well. Me and Mickey, before we're mentioning, obviously, you've probably all seen them online anyway, how well FSG are performing off the pitch. Liverpool have got it so well on the pitch as well, I tell you. And Dave's doing the money sign there. And FSG and Liverpool are absolutely rolling in the dollar.
Benjamin Franklin's, baby.
Yeah, I tell you, they'll have an absolute big staff party because they deserve it in terms of it's so amazing to see now. We've seen obviously the guidance, obviously FSG, but the absolute cowboys that were in charge all those years ago, prior to the introduction of FSG. There have been questions over the couple previous years anyway of the direction of obviously Moneyball and really the transfer policies. But since Jurgen's come in, they've made the right appointments, they've made the right sounds, they've redeveloped Anfield, redeveloping the academy as well. They're doing absolutely everything right. And Mickey, we'll start with you, mate. In terms of, is it 500 odd million around? Probably even more than that in terms of profits of the football club. It's absolutely astronomical, really. The TV money and in terms, it's mad.
It is. So when FSG took over, if you look back at them years, Man United were where we are, 500, and we were like 165 million. That's takings, you know what I mean? And we were running at 60 million a year loss. They've turned it around, and listen, let's not lose anything on here. They spent money as well in this period. They've spent money. They've invested in new contracts. People don't realise how much they cost. It's a lot of money. Invest in new contracts. They invest in players that Klopp's wanted. Now, it's great that we're able to get in and buy Minamino for 7.5 million. I mean, who would have thought that when we seen him when he scored that goal at Anfield? I thought, God, he's a great player. I wish we could get him. he'd be about 50 million. And when he says we were getting him for 7.5 million, it's like, what is going on? Who is running our club? Who are they? How do they know this stuff? But the thing is, when they first came in, they knew a lot about sport, but they didn't know anything about football. They've learned harsh lessons in the first 3 years. Yeah. But what I like about him is they didn't make the same mistakes. Yeah. They listened to the fans. Like about the ticket pricing. Listen to the fans. I couldn't wish for any better owners. And the great thing about the Anfield Road End Stadium is the club are not going to borrow money to buy it. They're going to pay for it out of these profits. Yeah. The club is now sustainable. We're now worth, I think it is, nearly 1.6 billion. Yeah. They brought it for 255 million. It's not even been. Is it just 10 years now?
Yeah, just coming up to that, really, mate.
How can you go from a club worth that to that? And I think I'm right in saying as well today is the cost of not the cost of players, but what the players are worth. Liverpool is the highest ranking squad in the world, I think, for what their players are worth. And you think what we paid and what they're worth. It's an amazing bit of business. And people going on about FSG's strategy, if you look, is we buy players that aren't world class, we turn them into world class. And everyone hated it at first, but now everyone's seeing this is the best way forward. And that's why I don't think we're going to buy the people like Mbappe. I think we're going to buy players that are just on the verge of could be, and then Liverpool will take them and try them. Look, we tried it with Naby Keita. We thought he was going to be world class. So far, he's struggled a bit. Let's wait and see on that one. But I'll come on to that later anyway, as I told you earlier. Yeah. But honestly, the way they're running the club, we've got to praise them. All the FSG haters need to go away now. They need to look. They need to smell the salts and look properly and see that the club now is going forward. They have no intention of selling it to a billionaire because they've had offers in the last 2 years and they've flatly refused them. Yeah, I think one offer was for £2 billion. They flatly refused them. They want sustained success because they know that's the way forward. FSG can then go out and buy other franchises off this as well because they are taking money back. But what we've got to understand is they've lent us money as well. They've took us from virtually, we were gone. We were 6 months away of being Bury. And people don't realise this. And now we're one of the most richest clubs in the world. And we are now the English. If we carry on with this success on the pitch and off the pitch, we'll be bigger than Man United because they're decreasing. Yeah, we're the only challengers to the Barcelona and the Real Madrids.
Yeah, absolutely spot on, mate. It's the whole, as you mentioned there, the strategy of the football club, every avenue, TV, playing staff, facilities, every avenue in which you want to look at. I think I'll hold my hands up. No, I've always been on the fence with FSG. Obviously, before we got Klopp in anyway, I think as Mickey said, they've learned valuable lessons, but they've learned and they've taken every ounce of criticism and obviously guidance, really. They've surrounded themselves, as Mickey said, with the right people. I think for the early years, they probably surrounded themselves with the wrong people. Obviously, the likes of David Camoli, players like that. But in terms of, they got him out at the football club, he probably still advises Liverpool in the background. But in terms of a more bigger picture, Michael Edwards was very much thrust up, given a bigger position at the football club in terms of the scouting departments anyway. Obviously, that was when you brought in Klopp. But the ethos in which Jurgen's built and what he's brought in, he is, as Mickey said, could we see a new bastion at Liverpool Football Club? Could we continue, like we said over a couple of podcasts, Dave? We'll start with you, mate, in terms of, can Liverpool become what Manchester United done so very well, obviously under the guidance of Alex Ferguson as well? He was such a big figure in English football. Regardless, it's not like nice for us to see, but you've got to admire how well he ran his football club, and I think Klopp's gone in the right direction as well, mate.
It's amazing. That's just what Mickey was talking about. Commercially, Man United are huge. There's no doubt about it. I think they made more money this year, and they're absolute shite. Like they make money every year, and they're rubbish. That shows you how big commercially they are. They're rubbish on the pitch, but off the pitch they're huge. You know, off the pitch they're top level, elite level. And we have caught up, as Mickey just said earlier. I think we're actually bought for 300 million, and we're worth 1.7 billion at this moment in time. But who cares about 50 million? It's only change. But you know what I mean? So money-wise, yeah. I mean, I hate talking about money. I mean, money in sport, you know, you say it ruins sport and can ruin sport. But unfortunately, the way it is, the way the world is, money is everything now in sport. Money is what makes your team better, makes you buy better players, get you better training ground facilities. Like we've the new Kirby ground, the new 50 million training ground, one of the top-notch training grounds to move into this July or end of June. We're moving into it. That's ready to roll. It's well ahead of schedule. We're investing in young players. We're signing all our top spine and players onto contracts. Hopefully, Genie will sign soon. I believe he will sign an extension to the contract. He'll be gone this summer if he isn't. We get rid of a few players like I can't call them Deadwood, but not really Deadwood. The likes of Lallana, the likes of Lovren, the likes of who else could go? Divock might even go. You never know. I know he's
Kent
a
as
favorite,
well.
but yeah, exactly. They'll go. Get the money in. But I think this year we didn't even buy anybody last year, Jack. We didn't even buy anybody. Think about it. We brought in young Harvey Elliott, brought in Adrian and Sepp van den Berg. But we didn't actually, people were giving out. We had a very, very bad preseason last year. I was a bit worried actually. Bad preseason. Didn't bring anybody in. And look where we are. Dreamland, Area 69. We're in Dreamland here. So like, we've got the money to spend big time this summer, but as Mickey said, we don't spend Mbappe price 200 million on a player. We spent 75 on a centre half. He's worth about 200 now, and we spent 68 million on a goalkeeper. But we needed those two positions, and what a job those boys have done. So I think Werner's a done deal without signing the contract, but we probably get him cheap. He'd be 30 or 40 million. Okay, if you have big wages and stuff, but still. I still think we'd probably buy an attacking midfielder, maybe even a centre half if Lovren goes. But I don't think we need much more than that with the young lads coming through. Commercially, we're beautiful. We've got the Nike deal coming in. Could be a record deal. I think we're guaranteed 30 million a year plus percentages of merchandise sales, which worldwide could be absolutely humongous, especially if we keep growing in Asia the way we are. Minamino was bought on the back of being Minamino's Japanese, of course. We're going to be huge in Japan. Man United were big in Japan, a great song from the 80s. But they were huge in Japan, but they've actually dropped badly the last 3 or 4 seasons. And everybody's turning and looking at Liverpool now. That's what happens in football. Football's cyclical. It's cyclical. You know, you have a great team. A few years, Chelsea were a good side. United did a good side. We were great in the 80s and 70s. It's our time now, baby. Let the good times roll.
Absolutely, yes. Come on, we're minted, get it. We're absolutely minted and we love it. But yeah, Dave's queued us up perfectly. I didn't tell him this, everyone, but he's absolutely queued us up like Ronnie O'Sullivan on the final ball. But yeah, Connor and Doug, really, I think I'll start with Doug, mate. In terms of Dave's mentioned there, we're so well run. We're put in a position now where every potential, like Van Dijk, Klopp went, right, he's the best available centre-back in world football. We're going to buy him because we need him. Alisson, best potential goalkeeper in world football. Got the potential to rise. It wasn't obviously on the level, but he had a fantastic season at Roma, and the scouting lads in the department would have known him for a good couple of years anyway. But as Dave said, then we're now in a position of the potential with Timo Werner, Kai Havertz. Anyway, I think we'll talk over the next 5-10 minutes. The availability, mate. But it's absolutely amazing. Could you see potentially? And what are your thoughts in terms of how financial beneficial every avenue really is to Liverpool, mate? What are your thoughts on us being minted?
It's absolutely amazing, isn't it? It's just kind of, obviously 10 years ago, we almost went out of business. I think everyone doesn't realise that. Had FSG not bought us, I think we would have been like Bury. But has to be said, FSG have been absolutely fantastic for Liverpool. How many times can you say that Hicks and Gillette were at games? You've seen Linda Pizzuti, John Henry's wife, at games. You've seen John Henry at games. You've seen Tom Werner at games. I mean, Tom Werner looks like one of those people who you'd love to have as your granddad. He's so enthusiastic as an American.
He's Timo Werner's granddad.
Hence the link.
Exactly, but
Plot twist.
But no, I mean, everyone's wanting to join us now. I mean, look what Werner, he's wanting to join us. I mean, he's practically waiting for us to make a move. I think now that we are actually a team that many people will want to join because of one man, Jurgen Klopp. Look how much he has changed Liverpool and made us what we are today, a fantastic football team. And like Dave said, let the good times roll. This is our time. Let's just go out and enjoy it. But it is absolutely fantastic to be financially just in profit, so much profit, and we are the best run club in the Premier League by a mile.
Yeah, absolutely spot on. Connor, it's amazing. So talking about transfers. We've spoken at length in Doug's channel. Anyway, go and check out the video we done. I think not done spoiling on, so go and check over in terms of what we talked on there. Timo Werner, as Doug just said, then and a couple of lads have mentioned as well, he's practically flirting with Liverpool and Klopp in media. Put it in terms, he's chatting us up. Or you can't be more publicly chatting Liverpool up on the media, mate. But any potential transfers that you feel that we can just go on and blow a load of money on?
I think Timo Werner is done. I think all of us are pretty much like, yeah, it's done now. It's like when you're trying to, it's like Christmas as a kid, and now you're just waiting for like the presents to like come down the stairs and like you can unravel it. That's the kind of like Timo Werner at the minute. Obviously, we've been linked with Kylian Mbappe and Jadon Sancho, but like the lads have said, Liverpool don't go for big money moves unless it's something that we need, like Alisson or Virgil van Dijk. And to go back on the FSG thing, I think, all right, they've done their mistakes, and but you learn from them. And it's like what Mickey said, they haven't made the same mistakes. But if you look under Brendan Rodgers, there was no real vision there when you think about it, because under obviously Suarez left, and then if you guys remember, like 1 minute we were being linked with Cavani, and then we were being linked with someone in the Championship. There was like no real vision there. And now under Jurgen Klopp and Michael Edwards, there's a vision there. You can see what they're after. We needed a centre back. Virgil van Dijk was there. Alisson was needed. Alisson we got. And that's probably like the bonus thing. But like with the main stand now and the Anfield Road expansion, Liverpool are going up and up. And that's attracting players. Obviously Kai Havertz has been mentioned and everything like that. But people aren't going to want to go to teams like Real Madrid and Barcelona because they won't be able to get in. And it's like what Doug said, there's one person in particular that they'll want to come and play for, and that's Jurgen Klopp. And he is the key for Liverpool. If he was to go on, then who knows, people might not want to come to Liverpool. But in terms of like transfers, like I said, Timo Werner's done. I think we need left back cover for Robbo. Maybe Adam Lewis might come through. Larouci might come through. But, I think left back cover is needed. But in terms of superstars, we don't need them because we make them. And that's the simplicity of it. And, you just got to look at Mo Salah and Sadio Mane and Bobby Firmino, best front three in the world. And to be fair, nobody's going to take them off us because we're so good at the moment. And to be fair, like, why would they want to leave? Because Jurgen Klopp is treating them the Champions League football year in, year out. We're fighting for the Premier League. We're going to win the Premier League this season. And hopefully we can win, a few on the bounce now. Because, we're 22 points clear. And like City a few years ago. Like, we couldn't stop them that year, and no one's going to stop us for the next couple of years.
Yeah, we're not cheating to win trophies, unlike someone. But yeah, nice one, mate. In terms of Mickey, you nearly spilled the beans on that when we were going to talk about Naby Keita and potential Kai Havertz anyway. But Mickey, we'll start off. You've seen quite a couple of incentive big videos on Kai Havertz, haven't you, mate? And I think a couple of us mentioned we've seen him play. Potentially, when you look at Liverpool's midfield, potential, if there is any players coming in, could we see a Kai Havertz get brought into the midfield?
I truly hope so. He's one of these players that Liverpool would love to sign. He's not there yet. He's got all the potential. He's 2 foot. He can play left or right. He scores goals. He assists. He's a dangerous player. And this video I watched on him, it showed you like the tactics he does. He can play anywhere in the midfield three, and he can play the number 10 role as well. He's played them all for Leverkusen, and he's been fairly successful. As we're talking now, today, yeah, he scored 1 and assisted 2 in the Tim Pot Cup, Emmerdale Cup, whatever it's called. Thursday night football live from the Comedy Channel. You know what I mean? It's okay. It's still European football. And I think the Bundesliga this season has stepped up. So, he's playing in a good league. I think this is just my personal opinion. I think Keita as a project has failed. I think rather than go out and spend big, massive money on Havertz, let's offer him Keita and a bit of money. I think they'd take that. I think they would take that because they know Keita can play in the Bundesliga. He knows how to play in the Bundesliga. I think the Premiership, for some reason, doesn't suit him. Yeah, I would do a swap deal, and I think we would improve the squad by doing that. Because it could be we're going German, baby. You know what I mean? It's 2 Germans coming in the summer.
Yeah, that's a very interesting take, mate. Yeah, spot on, mate. In terms of Naby, as Mickey's just said, then he's really, obviously he's very early on in his career, but I think we've seen with the likes of Danny Ings, I think Naby Keita is very similar the way in which he just keeps on picking up these weird injuries. It's usually muscular injuries that he's picking up, so that's a very worrying thing. Obviously, Michael Owen, when he was younger anyway, that's what he struggled with in the early stages of his career. Naby's, I think he's about 92 years old, I was going to say. 22, 23 years old anyway. That's Roy Hodgson that we were talking about before we came on.
108.
Yeah. And everyone don't ask why we were talking about Roy Hodgson, but it won't be allowed after hours anyway. But in terms of Dave, Naby Keita, as Mickey's just said, then could you see a potential? I'd love him to succeed. I think all of us we want him to succeed, but could there be a case to really say in the next couple of years, give it another year, if he continues to pick up these muscular injuries? Could it be a potential swap with Bayer Leverkusen for Kai Havertz?
No, I think Klopp will keep him for at least another year. He'll give him. He's had so many bad injuries. I mean, he'd get injured playing FIFA. You know what I mean? He'd be sitting down on his couch playing, and he'd find a way to get injured. So, that's the only problem I have with poor Nabdabal Keita. I mean, I watched him play for Leipzig for 2 seasons. The season when he had signed for Liverpool but couldn't play, remember? So everybody was watching. He was unbelievable. He was up and down the pitch. He was drinking Red Bull on the sideline. He was all over the place. He was scoring goals, assisting, getting sent off. He wasn't even really getting that much injured, to be honest, because he's all action type of player. And you've seen him in a few games, what potentially he can do. But unfortunately, he just gets injured. But I think Klopp will give him 1 more year. Remember, he was 60 million. He was a big signing for Liverpool at the time. Oh, unless something happens in the summer, as Mickey said, that would be a good swap for Havertz Naby. As you say, he knows the German league inside out. It's a possibility, but I know Klopp likes Naby Keita. He was the one that wanted him, you know what I mean? And he probably says, well, he hasn't really had a good run. It would be unfair for me to get rid of him now. Maybe give him 1 more season. So I can't see him going anywhere. But certainly, It hasn't worked as of now, but I would blame the injuries, to be honest. Better give up playing FIFA. Forget about it.
Yeah, I pulled my hamstring playing FIFA anyway. That's how unfit I am. That's why I'm not a professional footballer. Yeah, it pulled me hammy going up the stairs. But yeah,
I don't know what video you're watching.
No, it's I don't know. Can't say, Dave. But yeah, kind of in terms of obviously conclude really everyone, Doug and Connor. I will talk about the big. Obviously, we talked at the beginning of the intro. Have you seen? Sorry, Connor, have you seen the new social media clip on Liverpool's YouTube channel just before we do shoot off? It's absolutely amazing marketing strategy, or whoever's a part of the Liverpool media YouTube channel. Hopefully, did you get a pay rise?
Whoever's done that, it's just absolutely hilarious. I think, obviously Liverpool. I think Liverpool are have the most subscribers on YouTube. So as a football club, so everyone knows who the best club in the world is just by that. But whoever's like watched him that, like they deserve a medal. Like because Bobby Firmino and Joel Matip in that video are just brilliant. But going back to Naby for a second, it's like I'm a huge Naby Keita fan, and like Mickey knows this because I've like tried to convince him a couple of times and it hasn't worked. But I still believe in Naby Keita, even though he had an absolute shocker against West Ham, and I will happily admit that. But I'd still give him time. I think the injuries have been a bit of a burden on him, but I think that if you guys remember the run that he had towards the end of last season, where he played like 9 games and he was like Zidane, like I would, yeah, it was like that. And I think that if he can get back to that, then he would be perfect. But to be honest with you, we talked about Timo Werner. The rumor is like 30 million quid. Like we could get him at his lowest. Maybe we can get Havertz for let's say about 80 million. That's just over 100 mil. Is that really breaking the bank for Liverpool? Not really.
Pocket change,
yeah, exactly. Just check it out the pocket. Michael Edwards and Mike Jurgen Klopp. Just do you know the money guns where you just like spray the money? It's like that's what they're like. But yeah, in terms of that though, but yeah, friggin' the social media people are just brilliant. The gifts and everything like that. Like Ox is like I think Ox would have added to that, but the rest are just brilliant with that.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if Van Dijk or Ox has edited that on Adobe or something. I would love to have been behind the camera. I don't think any of us, if any normal person, like obviously non-players, we would have been absolutely wetting our pants, really, in terms of crying out. Like it's what was your best bit of that?
I would have loved it to be on the video. That would have been funny.
We'll get that arranged, Dave.
Yeah, the best bit for me was obviously I think it was Endo mentioned TikTok or something. What's your TikTok strategy? And Bobby replies, "Jug look," and then I can his personality really comes across. He's absolutely boss, Bobby. He's funny. The mad clothes he wears, his just attitude, his celebrations. Really, you sit at home or when you go to the game, you look at him and you're like, he's absolutely crackers him. And when the video off, it wasn't it like Bobby classic smile with like a golden star tick. And but yeah, Doug, what was your best bit before we do shoot off on that video?
I think there's so many, isn't there? I mean, there's already been like memes put up about it. There was even one that made me laugh. That was Henderson looking at Firmino actually laughing at Sunderland getting relegated. I did see that. But to be honest, like we've been speaking about transfers. Like I don't think there's really majorly anything that we need to do. I think another left back we definitely need. I've heard Ben White has been linked, who's on loan at Leeds United, as Brighton at the Hove Albion, his parent club at the moment. as well. I've heard Max Aarons has been mentioned if Norwich get relegated. So, that's another one. Werner, I think that's probably almost done. I think we'll probably have that wrapped up probably next month at some point. Havertz, I can see Havertz coming as well. I don't think we're going to spend big on like Sancho or Mbappe or someone like that. To be honest, there's going to be a lot of ins and outs, I think, in the summer. I think it's mostly outs, but I think you'll probably see Lallana going. You'll probably see Lovren going. You'll probably see, I hate to say it, Adrian will probably go. Shaqiri will probably go. Wilson will probably go. So, in that aspect, we can get some good money because Michael Edwards, give that boy a statue outside Anfield. The amount of transfers he's managed to get us over the years. Getting Dominic Solanke, £20 million from Bournemouth. I mean, that was just incredible. So give that man a statue. And I'm just absolutely buzzing for the summer. And I think as a German saying is Willkommen aus Liverpool.
Is that welcome to Liverpool?
Welcome to Liverpool in German, because I think
Fantastic, yeah.
Wunderbar.
Wunderbar, ja, you're welcome.
Ja, das ist fantastisch.
Do you ever hear when Klopp always does, when he meets someone, he shakes that, you're welcome.
I just love his German accent. Boom.
You're welcome. Boom.
Boom.
He's absolutely, I tell you, all of us would run through a brick wall for that man, I think. He's absolutely transforms the football club. But nice one, lads. Really do appreciate you coming on. It's been an absolute big, massive crack. I've loved it. Probably my favourite podcast we've recorded. But they're getting better every single week. And everyone, hope you've enjoyed it. This will be a podcast form as well. But make sure you head over to Connor's channel, the Cop Council anyway, and the football channel. His channel link is in the description. Head over and subscribe as well. And Dave's channel, Dave LFC Chats. Make sure you do subscribe to all the lads. And Mickey's got his Twitter. Mickey, what's your Twitter before we go?
Friars50.
Oh, yeah. See, you're pointing there. You can't see it on the video, can you? But I think it's like I'm doing a little boogie. Yeah.
Can I just say something before I go? A quick joke. I'll keep it clean.
I don't.
Paddy Irish man, Paddy English man, Paddy Scotch man, Paddy Welsh man were walked into a bar. The barman says, "Do you want to hear a joke?" Paddy Irish man says, "Yeah, Manchester United."
Dave, you just got all the Man United fans to crying there, just like the video.
They've been crying for 3 years. Don't care.
Yeah. But nice one, lads. Anyway, ta Mickey. Nice one, Connor. Cheers, Doug.
Cheers.
And everyone, I've absolutely fully enjoyed this. And everyone, Reds around the world, just enjoy it, soak it in. Soak in every second of being a Liverpool fan now. It's going to get even better. We've talked finances. Yeah, finances. It's boring to talk about, but not now. Like, because you've got to admire Liverpool off the pitch and on the pitch now. Liverpool are well so run, and that's been helped by Jurgen Klopp coming to the football club. But nice one, lads and ladies, wherever you are around the world watching. Have a quality rest of your night, and we'll see you later.
See you guys.
Bye, lads.